Hello, this is Michael from Divorce Rehab, divorcing yourself from the world and rehabbing yourself through the scriptures. Today I decided to do a boat review on my little boat that I bought about 5 years ago. And I just want to share with you guys the pros and cons, mostly the pros on this boat, and why I chose this boat versus a pontoon or any other choices that are presented out there. And trust me, there's a lot of them out there. One of the most important things that I liked about this boat was that I'm very adventurous. And with this boat, this is a Sea Ark, and you can hold up to 5 people, or I believe it's 520 pounds worth of people on this boat. And as you can see, I mean, yeah, it's a small boat, a lot of room on here, but if you want to sit 3 people there and 3 people here, or what I found was, believe it or not, interestingly enough, this boat does have what I would call some comfort supports, and with, you know, say a mat or something like that, you can literally sit right here, and the angle of the boat is as such that you're literally kind of in a reclined position, and you can just sit here and relax and talk to people on both sides. So it's a get her done, get you by kind of boat in a way. It's an entry-level boat. But the other fascinating or fun thing about this boat is, because it's just a bare bones boat, there's nothing to it, so you spend very little on the boat itself. You spend under $4,000 for the boat itself, not counting the motor. But you can do all kinds of things to it. You can put a gas motor on it like I have, or you can even put a trolling motor on it for smaller lakes and ponds and such. And being that this boat weighs 340 pounds, a single battery with 36-pound thrust trolling motor will push this boat fast enough, and you'll be able to go out and have fun for relatively cheap investment. The things that I can do with this boat, I got a draft of like maybe 5 inches, so I can go in extremely shallow water. And being that it's a Sea Ark, they give you like a lifetime warranty for the boat, and it's made out of 1/8-inch aluminum, so you can literally beat the crap out of this boat, and trust me, I have. But even with the abuse that I've done to this boat, it still functions. This boat will probably, honestly, outlive me. And it's not because it doesn't get used, it's just, you know, I'm 51 years old. And I've seen boats like this that are 40 years old, still out on the water, people still tearing it up. And with a pontoon boat, that ain't gonna happen. You're not gonna see that. And the price of a pontoon boat, especially brand new, is outrageous. The other thing I like about this, because I'm an explorer type of person, I can put a variation of this boat. With this particular boat, I have a 9.9 that has been upgraded, even though it's registered as a 9.9. Suzuki makes their motors, they build basically on a mass scale their 9.9 heads, and they use that same head, which is different electronics, to produce their 15 or their 9.9, 15, and 20 horsepower motors. So when I bought this motor, I had them registered as a 9.9, and I told the guy, I said, look, I don't want anything bigger than a 9.9, because there are certain lakes that you just can't go on unless you have something as small as a 9.9. And but yeah, I want 20 horsepower speed and power. And he said, well, we'll just change out the electronics. We'll register it as a 9.9 and change out the electronics and turn it into a 20. So now I can go on my lakes that are rated for 9.9. And there's not anything anybody can say about it, because for all intents and purposes, it is a 9.9. But it's just, you know, gotta think of it as a 9.9 with a turbo on it. But the other thing I really like about this boat is just how maneuverable it is. The maneuverability compared to, say, a pontoon boat is just incredible, and I'll give you a demonstration. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it with this, but oops, she died on me. I'll give you a demonstration. So we got the wheel or the motor turned all the way over, and look at it. I mean, it's just turning on a dime. Back there you can see where the wash is of the water, and I mean, like, we're getting ready to go right into it. And if I give it some gas, I mean, literally the thing will just spin around in circles on top of itself. And that's critically important when you're, you know, in a really narrow creek and you're trying to turn around and you want to, you know, turn around and, you know, get out of the shallows and into the deep. Or just when you're maneuvering around the dock where everybody's launching. You know, you've got the edge, you can maneuver a lot better. But the things that I like to do on this boat, some of the things I'm going to mention is camping, fishing, sightseeing, exploring. You know, those are all things that yes, you can do it on a pontoon boat, but the gas mileage, okay, the gas mileage, you're not going to get that with a pontoon boat. This is a 3 or 2.5 gallon tank. This is a 3.5 gallon tank. I literally can run all day long, almost full throttle all day long on 6 gallons worth of gas. Yesterday I took 2 people out, me and 2 other people spent 3.5-4 hours out on the lake with 2.5 gallons of gas, and I ran out of gas in that tank roughly a mile away from the dock. And the thing about it is that tank was only 3/4 of the way full. I didn't even have it topped off when I left. So these are things that you know, to really consider. But anyway, the motor, Suzuki produces a motor with a 6-year warranty. Okay, I don't know who does that. Who gives you a motor, sells you a motor with a 6-year? So anyway, I just, you know, the cons of this boat now, however, is it's just a bare bones. And on a hot day like it is today, you touch that deck barefooted or you sit on it, you're going to get heated up. But that's the advantage of this boat, is you can do things. You can, you know, put carpet on it. You can put a canopy on it. You can do things to it to improve it, to make it even better. Which, you know, it all adds up. It costs money, but hey, these are things that you can do later. When I first bought this boat, I didn't even have a trailer for it. I slid it onto a landscaping trailer, and then when I got the money for it, I went ahead and got a boat trailer. I bought this motor first. That was the first. Well, actually, no, a trolling motor was the first thing, and I trolled around for the first summer with that trolling motor. Then the following year, I bought this gas motor. Then a couple of years later, I bought a boat trailer. So I didn't have to pay a huge amount of money to begin with. From the very beginning, I paid, I think it was $3,200 for the boat, and tested it out with trolling, and I realized, yeah, you know what, I really like this, so I'm going to go ahead and get a motor. Oh wow, I really like this. The motor's fast, and this is a lot of fun, and there's a lot more I can do on it, and I can go to bigger lakes now because I have a motor, a big motor. And then I was like, you know, well, I want to go up to West Virginia, so I decided to get a bigger trailer, or a boat trailer. But it was a gradual build-up progress of purchases that I made, and with each purchase I paid cash for, so I didn't have monthly payments that were going to be dragging on. And so anyway, this boat goes pretty fast. It will do roughly 25 miles an hour. I'm going to go ahead and show that real quick. Actually, when it had a 9.9 on it, this is how fast it would go with a 9.9. So with a 9.9, it would definitely plane the boat with me and one other person in it, but it wasn't really very fast. But you could still get places with it. Now I'm going to demonstrate what it does full throttle with this 20. So something else I like is, with going out and exploring, you can go to different islands and stuff like that, and you can explore. And some of the shores have rocks, and some of the shallow creeks I go to have big rocks and stuff. And I'm not worried about ripping a hole in this thing. It's light, it's heavy duty, and with a pontoon boat, you just can't do those things. And then, I have a hydraulic lift on this thing, so if I get into shallow water and I need to pull it up because there's rocks and whatnot, I can do that. The other thing I like about it is this right here. I can beach the boat, okay? And it's not a big deal. It's not gonna hurt it for me to beach it. And then once I beach it, I can kill the motor and I can put it down in the mud to lock it in place. So that way, if I want to get out and explore a little bit, I can do that. Okay? She's anchored to the ground. I don't have to tie her off to a tree. I can go out, run around, play around, whatever. Go camping right here. Some of these islands that you can go to have really nice sandy areas. This one isn't so much, but I'm just, giving you a demonstration. So anyway, you don't have to go brand new. You can find these boats on Facebook with motors for like $3,000. But, I spend a lot of time out here alone. And if I decide I want to take somebody with me or a couple of people, I can. And I didn't have a huge investment doing it. So anyway, all of the things you can think of: fishing, camping, sightseeing, sharing it with somebody. These are all things that you can do, and I'm only listing a few of them. If you want to go duck hunting or regular hunting, that's something you can do. Lot of possibilities with this boat. And so anyway, I'm gonna let it go at this and give you guys some time to think about this, do your own research. And with that being said, have a nice weekend. I'm going to go out and rip it up.